So we got some really big time vibes going on today. We got a lot to talk about. There are a number of things happening and going on. If you notice, the numerology of today is pretty interesting in and of itself. But we also have Pluto changing degrees today, and that means that we are officially in the Pluto return of the United States right now. This is definitely going to be bringing some revolutionary energy our way and liberation from tyranny in all of its forms coming at us as we move through this Aquarius lunar cycle over the next few months and into 2022 and the 2022 astrological lunar year as well. So lots to talk about today, lots of Pluto vibes to get into. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. So there are some synchronicities going on today. There's a lot to talk about. Like I said, some big time numerology in effect today. The date itself, 22222. So we have 5 2s going on today. This is also talking about big changes in love, relationships, balance, partnerships, and that type of thing. And we have that going on very much so in this energy, and we have for a while as well. But there's also some energy today talking about the potential for divine union and soulmates and co-collaboration being highlighted. So let's talk about all of the things that are going on today. This is actually a huge monumental transit that we have as well, with Pluto moving to 28 degrees of Capricorn today, officially hitting the degree of the Pluto return for the United States. This date in and of itself at this point in time, with all of these twos in effect, in its simultaneous nature to this aspect, this activation, this Pluto moving and activating its natal return for the US. This is telling us that we have really come full circle in some way. We are on the brink of a collective revolution in alignment with freedom, liberty, truth, self-empowerment, unconditional love, and liberation from tyranny in all of its forms. The basic fundamentals that the United States was birthed and formed on, coming actually back around and infusing us collectively with these same energies that were present at that point in time. 1776 vibes are very strong right now and will continue to be throughout this year. We are very much back in that original energy that sort of kicked off the whole American experience. So, or experiment rather. But yeah, that is what is coming back around, and we are entering the energy of the Second American Revolution right now. Let's see. And also, you guys, yesterday was the Chinese New Year as well, the Chinese astrological New Year. And we are now, according to that system, in the year of the water tiger, which is also interesting because I don't know too tremendously much about Chinese astrology, but just like on a symbolic surface level, being in the year of the water tiger would represent fiercely defending and pursuing our emotional truths and, what we hold dear to us, our true love, the water tiger, the emotions, the feelings, the internal environment, the soul, what we love, and the tiger, this fierce defender and protector and hunter as well, like really going after the sanctity of the feelings with this water tiger year that we have going on as well, having correlated to the new moon in Aquarius yesterday. So we have that, and that is the energy that we are in, being described in another way. This is another huge and powerful day that we have going on today, though, energetically, as we begin our new moon in Aquarius cycle. Welcome to the new moon in Aquarius. We are definitely starting it off with a bang. Pluto, the very next day, activating that revolutionary spirit that birthed Pluto, the United States. Universe is pointing this out to us also clear as day with another one of these 222 activations, this 222 numerology happening like simultaneous to this Pluto return happening as well. I've been noticing, if you've been following my work, I've been talking about how I've personally noticed that when there are 222s or sequences of twos strong in the numerology on any given day, as we've been heading into 2022, and it seems to be throughout 2022 because it's still going on, that it corresponds to a critically important aspect or activation that is going on in the cosmic blueprint as well. So once again, we have that synchronicity coming through and universe pointing out the significance of this Pluto transition today, this Pluto return activation, by it simultaneously synchronistically occurring with this extreme day of 222s, while these 222s in sequence have been indicating significance energetically as we've been moving through this energy. Themes because of this also of partnerships, pairs, collaboration, co-creation, working together, divine unions, or things happening between two people might be very relevant today. We have it's so interesting because aside from the 2-2, 2-2-2, all of the twos that are at play today, we also have 4 groupings of 2 planets. And when you write the numerology of the date today, it's 2/2/22. There's 4 twos, 4 groups of twos. And if you look at the chart today of the planets, we also have 4 groupings of 2 planets going on in the cosmos in the chart. We have Venus and Mars together in Capricorn. We have Mercury retrograde and Pluto together in Capricorn. We have the Sun and Saturn together in Aquarius. And we have Jupiter and the Moon together in Pisces. So aside from the numerology itself, these groupings of planets today corresponding to the specific 4 sets of twos that are being displayed, this is definitely putting an emphasis on, as I mentioned, partnerships, pairs, collaboration, co-creation, working together in divine union, or those things just happening, working with someone else today. And to make it even more relevant, we also have the north node of the moon right now, which is destiny and our evolutionary path forward, and what we're doing next, what we're learning next, how we're growing, how we're evolving, what we're being pulled towards. 28 degrees of Taurus, and the Sabian symbol of that degree, or that degree described in a picture form so that we can just get a better idea of how that specific degree placement operates, is 2 cobblers sitting side by side working at a table. And so again, the position of the north node, the direction that we're heading, what we're learning right now is again referencing this co-collaborative process, this co-creation process, working with another person. And it's specific about it being one other person. This is not like groups of people that are being referenced by these vibes today. This is specifically one other person who you are really sharing this experience with, that is being referenced sort of by the energetics today, or that you're working with, or that you're interacting with, or that you're building with, or something like that. In the context just of all of this energy, I find it to be extremely interesting that is how we have things playing out. And also at 28 degrees of Taurus right now, the Pluto or 29 degrees of Taurus, I'm sorry, the North Node is at 29 degrees of Taurus. Pluto moved to 28 degrees of Capricorn today. The North Node, 29 Taurus, in an Earth sign. Pluto, 28 Capricorn, Earth sign. They are almost forming an exact trine to one another. And with the North Node at this degree, Pluto moving on this day, with all of this 2-2-2 energy in effect, and these 4 groupings of 2 planets, this, it's saying, because of the nature of Pluto being in the trine, this is energy of transformations and changes in partnerships and relationships, which we already know is going on and has been for a while. But this is also soul level alignments, like deep and profound connections that are like based on the a connection within like the psyche and the soul that are coming in at this point in time. And to me, it's also indicating like this profound ability to work with spirit now, to really co-create and build our experiences going forward in a much more collaborative way with our higher selves and with our connection to source. We are also talking about 4s today, with these 4 sets of 2s that are in effect. And 4 is about stability and balance and security, and we are being stabilized and we are being supported energetically today as we head towards our collective and individual revolutions this month, you guys. 1776 back in the picture, this month and also this year, heading into, throughout 2022 and into our 2022 astrological lunar new year, which will begin in April. So let's talk about these four groups of planets that we have going on for a second today. We have, as I mentioned, Mars and Venus, the lovers, both coming together in Capricorn. They will actually be in a conjunction for 3 months. And they will be in a conjunction all cycle long. This is beautiful. But Venus and Mars together, this can be passion and love. It also can represent war and peace, but it's intensely creative energy, and it provides like very strong manifestation potential when we have Venus and Mars operating together, especially in Capricorn, the sign of forming and building and materializing. We have Mercury retrograde and Pluto in a conjunction in Capricorn as well. This is an empowered mind and empowered thoughts, seeing through deception, like really seeing into the core of things, like into the root issues of things, and also secrets revealed. There can also be a degree of coercion or manipulation or deception that goes along with this. But the flip side of that is when we have this extremely penetrating insight and penetrating mind into things, it makes us less susceptible as well to that coercion, to that mind control. So, and with Mercury retrograde at this point in time too, I feel like that is sort of breaking free from previous mind control. We have the Sun and Saturn together in Aquarius. This is very energy about like really focusing on our duties, our responsibilities, our plans, our goals, and it is excellent energy for organizing, planning, strategizing, making blueprints, like just getting in Aquarius as well, air sign, getting your thoughts and your mind organized, like creating a streamlined plan of how to accomplish something. This is really good energy to like put a lot of hard work into stuff. We should generally, with the Sun, while the Sun is in the conjunction to Saturn, be just generally feeling more drawn to putting work into those goals and those plans and what we're really focused, intensive work with the Sun and Saturn in combination going on right now. We also have, and this is absolutely beautiful. I love this today. And this is also the first crescent of the moon since our new moon in Aquarius. So it's sort of speaking about what we can expect. It's the first like emergence really of the moon and since the new moon, and it tells us sort of what we can expect throughout this month as well. And the moon is actually going to be in an alignment with Jupiter today. And that is always like expanded faith, expanded hope, expanded optimism, an ability to see the brighter side of things. It brings us luck. It brings us blessings. It really like expands us emotionally to unlimited possibilities. And another thing about this placement where the moon is forming its first crescent in the conjunction with Jupiter today is that it is located, it's conjunct the royal fixed star. I always have a problem saying this star, so I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's called Fomalhaut. Fomalhaut. It's an ancient fixed star that they look at more so in like Vedic astrology. But this is a star, this is like a guru star. Like this is a star about really like expanded spiritual qualities and spiritual enlightenment. And with the moon in Jupiter lining up with this fixed star today for this fourth like partnership activation, I guess you could call it, our fourth dual combination of planets lining up, and with this fixed star, this is sort of a spiritual infusion that is going on alongside of this energy as well. Again, bringing in that co-collaboration with God and spirit energy that is really strong today and carrying us through this Aquarius lunar cycle and into 2022. So I feel like all of that is really interesting as well. The 4 planets, or the 8 planets actually, in pairs of 4 groupings in correspondence to the energy that we have today. It feels also like a very active energy day today where we are doing things to start moving ahead in a certain direction, corresponding also to Pluto moving to the degree of 28 Capricorn today and kicking off this new American Revolution on day 2. Is it just ironic? Is it just a coincidence? I don't know. Day 2 of our new moon in Aquarius cycle. There's another 2 coming up. So And our new moon Aquarius cycle, of course, is about aligning to our authentic truth and purpose and beginning to create with that on our own. That is really what we're working towards throughout the course of this new moon and Aquarius cycle. Today, we also have several Sabian symbols in effect that are referencing people taking action in alignment with their truth, but for a higher, bigger purpose than just themselves. So let's talk about the Sabian symbols for a minute in correspondence to the rest of the energy that we have in effect today. So we have, first of all, the position of the Earth today at what's happening on the ground, 14 degrees of Leo. This Sabian symbol is a human soul seeking opportunities for outward manifestation. Well, first of all, this is talking about seeking a rebirth experience, but it's also talking about a human soul seeking something. It's doing something. It's actively pursuing something that will lead to a greater experience. We have Venus at 12 degrees of Capricorn, where she will be until February 4th, which also happens to be the day that Mercury goes direct, interestingly enough. And that Sabian symbol is a student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of reality. Again, this is talking about a person who is actively engaged in doing something that is contributing something significant for a greater purpose, for a greater good, lecturing, revealing little known aspects of reality, shining the light on hidden truths and bringing them to the attention, actively engaging in this behavior. We have Mars at 7 degrees of Capricorn today. A veiled prophet speaks, seized by the power of a god. Again, this is talking about an individual actively engaging in something for a higher purpose than just himself. He speaks, seized by the prophet of a god, delivering a message to the people that need to hear it outside of his own personal needs. So again, emphasizing those same themes. We also have Jupiter, 8 degrees of Pisces, a girl blowing a bugle. Again, this girl is engaging in this action to notify the greater whole that something is happening, something is starting, something is going on. She's actively engaging in this process that is affecting a larger group of people. We also have Uranus at 11 degrees of Taurus, a woman sprinkling long rows of flowers. She's actively engaging in this process of nurturing and cultivating something that will benefit most likely a larger group of people or a collective, whoever is going to be receptive to either the beauty of the vision of the flowers or the flowers themselves, or whatever is done with the flowers when they are cultivated. We have Neptune at 22 degrees of Pisces, a prophet bringing down the new law from Sinai, a prophet actively bringing down the new law, not for himself, but for the benefit of humanity, to teach and to spread wisdom and guidance about how to navigate by universal and divine law, a purpose greater than himself, again. And then we have Chiron, also at 10 degrees of Aries, a teacher giving new symbolic forms to traditional images. Again, the teacher is giving. The teacher is actively in the process of giving these new symbolic forms to traditional images for a purpose of bringing wisdom, clarity, understanding, and an integration of the past and the future, a process of regenerating past wisdom in a way that is, and rebirthing it essentially in a way that is productive currently. So I find this also to be very interesting today, while we have this numerology going on, when we have 4 sets of planets actively working together towards their goals at this point in time. Venus and Mars, creative potential, Mercury and Pluto, mental empowerment and seeing the truth. The Sun and Saturn working really hard to plan and build a new foundation for ourselves, working towards our goals. And Jupiter and the moon in collaboration with a connection, an internal emotional soul level connection to the divine and to spirit, and also to a higher truth, with the planet being Jupiter. And then we have all of these planets today at degrees specifically talking about engaging in some type of action that is benefiting the whole, that is benefiting the overall good, tapping in and using their unique skill set, their unique authentic potential to deliver a service that can benefit the overall whole. And that is what we are doing in the Age of Aquarius. And we are in this new moon in Aquarius cycle right now, yesterday, day 2 of this Aquarius cycle, and this is what the energy is talking about already in the, midst of Pluto also activating the natal return of the US chart today and representing that revolutionary spirit and that alignment with authentic truth and liberty and moral values and just freedom, revolution, aligning with the calling of our soul and our spirit and actively pursuing that at this point in time. Really significant day that we have going on. Let's see, what else did I write? So let's talk about the position of the sun now, because this is also correlating today to what is happening with Pluto. So we have the sun at 13 degrees of Aquarius today, one of the Sabian symbols that is not talking about an individual actively engaging in something, but the Sabian symbol of 14 degrees, it's 14 degrees of Aquarius. I may have just said 13, I'm not sure. But we're talking about 14 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol is a train entering a tunnel. And again, this is a very Plutonic feeling degree. I mean, Pluto rules tunnels, would rule tunnels. So it sort of may feel like we are navigating this energy blind right now. We are on a course to our destination, but perhaps we really can't see what's going on around us. We're sort of in the dark about things, or we don't really know what things are going to look like when we emerge on the other side. But we are like full steam ahead regardless, and there's no turning back at this point in time. And especially with Pluto now activating this energy, things are about to start changing in some really big ways. This energy also, this degree, the train entering the tunnel, also sort of in the context of this Pluto energy, does remind me of like the birthing process or a birthing canal, a process of birthing underway while we have this going on as well. And simultaneous to that, the degree of the earth itself today, the human soul seeking for opportunities for outward expression or outward manifestation. This, again, is really talking about that birthing process that we're in right now. A revolution and a rebirth officially activated by the energy that we have going on today. Again, makes sense. Day 2 of our new moon in Aquarius cycle, our Great Awakening cycle in our year of Great Awakening. And now we have the revolutionary spirit being activated as well. Things are probably about to get real wild. Our mindset, our attitude, our adaptability, our resourcefulness, our courage, our strength, our endurance, and our ability to surrender with faith to the divine plan are really going forward throughout this energy, the major determining factors in terms of how our experiences will be now and moving forward. There is truly nothing to fear but fear itself in this energy, and we really need to keep that in mind and understand that universe is helping us to release our fears right now with the South Node in Scorpio and step into self-mastery and self-empowerment with the North Node in Taurus and all of this other energy pushing for that we've had going on. We are really we're in the process of being forged in the fire right now, refined and purified, realigned and liberated and prepared for this rebirth to exit that tunnel into a version of ourselves that can do what we really never thought was possible for us. We're going to realize as we navigate this next year, especially, that we are capable of so much more than we ever gave ourselves credit for. And that in and of itself is going to be a hugely self-empowering tool that propels us into that self-mastery as well. So powerful vibes going on today. Liberty from tyranny for sure. All of its forms. People are likely to be embracing their truth, standing in their power, breaking free from the old world. Lots of emphasis again on pairs, collaboration, balance, and also divine union being represented, especially by Mars and Venus now in the conjunction. A very good day to work together with someone on something. And today may also be bringing soulmates, partners, divinely aligned unions into our lives. And you should pay close attention to the interactions you have today, to the people that you meet, and big changes, like I said, are really being activated right now for us and are about to start occurring. And we know this because that's just the nature of the energy that we're moving into, and we've been preparing for it, we've been talking about it, and now as I said in my new moon report yesterday, it's really time for us to take flight, spread our wings, and begin to learn to use them in this new energy. So that is what I have for the astrology of my report today, guys. Now let's talk about the tarot cards because, yay, tarot's back. I have missed doing it these past couple videos. And I've actually had cards and stuff laid out, but then ended up running out of time. So I'm happy to get back into the tarot for today. Now, I was shuffling this morning. We got 2 cards coming out. And again, so freaking ironic. The first card that comes out when we have Pluto highlighted today is the Death card. This card would be the card ruled by the Lord of the Underworld, purging, regeneration, transformation. And underneath that, what we had come out second was the 10 of Wands in reverse. So these 2 cards in combination are definitely talking about needing to surrender our burdens so that we can go through this death and rebirth process and align ourselves with that authentic truth and like our potential, that creative potential, and these new energetics and vibrations that are coming in that speak to the Aquarian paradigm that we are moving into at this point in time. This is the process. We can't get there unless we surrender the burdens that we've been carrying and surrender as well to this process of transformation. Now, we did have another card on the back of the deck. And that card was the 10 of Cups, but it came out in reverse. And usually, you know, when we're looking at the 10 of Cups, or sorry, not the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. This is a card about walking away from cups, walking away from your feelings, walking away from your emotions, leaving something in the past, cutting off something. Usually it's referencing walking away from something that is not emotionally serving you. However, in the context of the energy and the way that it came out today and it being in reverse, I'm kind of looking at this card as representing running away from our emotions and our emotional truths. And with it being in reverse, this would be not running away from our emotions, not like neglecting or turning our back on our emotional truths and instead aligning with them. So this is telling me, this combination of cards that is coming out, that is telling me that in order for us to truly go through this process of rebirth, transition, transformation, and emerging from that chrysalis into this new and much more authentic and inspired and refined version of ourselves, which Pluto also represents. That's the phoenix energy, rising from the ashes, shedding our skin and emerging into like a whole new version of ourselves. In order for us to truly go through that process, we have to stay aligned with our authentic. We cannot turn our back on the truth of our feelings, on our authentic truth, because that is one of the things that inspires this transformation. And we also cannot do it while we're carrying all of the burdens of the past. So we need to release a lot of the things that we have been carrying with us, that have been burdening us, that have been holding us down, that we realize we just can't take with us and that are not benefiting us and that are not good for us anymore. That combination of surrendering the burden of what we've been carrying that is no longer authentically aligned with us, and simultaneously not turning our back on the feelings and the things that we do truly love and that are authentically aligned for us, is what is enabling us to go through this process of metamorphosis, essentially transcendence, rebirth into our own personal revolution. That is what is responsible for, in the future, us attracting our personal ultimate form of fulfillment, joy, abundance in this experience as well. So pretty powerful message from the tarot coming through as well. Very ironic that the Death card would also come out when we have Pluto activating the natal return in the US chart today. So again, with just some serious synchronicities coming in today. And I was just shuffling the synchronicity cards, was going to shuffle until a card came out, grab us a card for the message from God coming in today to help support us in our process. And a card just flipped over. And that card was Change Your Thoughts. Mercury retrograde in a conjunction with Pluto, one of our planetary pairs going on today. Transform our thoughts. It says, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. Isaiah 55:11. Whatever seed you plant will come back to you in its fruit, as we are in this new moon energy, the seed planting energy as well. If you plant a bitter seed, you will get a bitter fruit. Sweetness will beget sweetness. Likewise, flavor your thoughts and your speech with sweetness, that you may dwell in a sweet life. Holding to your present thoughts will bring you unhappiness. And again, this is very important right now. In fact, when I was talking about reading my little blurb from my report that I wrote today about how best to navigate these energies, I specifically said that we were going to need our mindset and our attitude as some of the most important tools to help us attract positive experiences as we go through this breakdown and rebirth process. So Spirit, God, universe, the divine is again emphasizing that by this synchronicity card coming out today. Synchronicity alongside of Pluto might be the word of the day. So that's what I have for the report today, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I was able to provide something of value to you as you navigate your experience today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please, please, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I also have a Facebook group where I tend to post more and post updates about my channel and stuff if you guys want to join over there too. I have a Facebook page as well. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. I haven't looked at the chart for tomorrow yet, but it seems like every day we have something important to talk about these days as we are in critical times in our energetic transition into the Age of Aquarius. So have a beautiful day, everybody. Be on the lookout for these divine unions, these soulmate connections that may be coming in. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.